Meta's open source AI models are available to all, not just the few. Because they're open source, small businesses, students, and more can download and build with them at no cost. Learn more about the benefits at ai.meta.com/open.
Did you know when you shave, 1/3 of what you remove is skin? So if you shave it, Dove it. With new Dove Advanced Care Antiperspirant Dry Spray. New Pro-Ceramide technology helps repair skin's natural barrier after shaving for soft, smooth underarms. The ultimate post-shave care with 72-hour sweat and odor protection. Try new Dove Advanced Care Antiperspirant Dry Spray from the #1 dermatologist-recommended brand for everyday underarm care. Learn more and find where to shop at Dove.com.
Parents, when you visit California, childhood rules. If you don't remember how awesome childhood is, just ask yourself, what would kids do? Let childhood rule your family vacation. Start planning your trip to the ultimate playground at visitcalifornia.com.
At Mayo Clinic in Florida, we're detecting the undetectable with AI technology that can spot signals in the human voice that are indicators of heart disease. Learn more at mayoclinic.org/possible. Mayo Clinic, you know where to go.
No matter what happens to your phone this holiday, whether it crashes down the chimney or gets broken like a New Year's resolution, Verizon's got you. This Black Friday, trade in any phone, any condition from one of our top brands and get a wonderful new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on Unlimited Ultimate and iPad and Apple Watch Series 10. That's up to $2,000 in value. So you'll save big on 3 amazing Apple gifts. Hurry into Verizon this Black Friday. Service plan required for iPad and Apple Watch. Up to $2,000 value based on iPhone, iPad, and Apple Watch. Trade in and additional terms apply. See Verizon.com for details. Apple Intelligence available now.
Have you ever been in your car, driving down the road to a place you're very used to driving to? Maybe to or from work, or going to a relative's house. While you're going, you're paying attention to the road, but you're still thinking about other things. Maybe the side of the road and all the things on it aren't fully in your vision because, momentarily, you lose yourself in that thought. Before you know it, the car in front of you has their brake lights on and you're rapidly approaching them. You slam on your brakes too, but you're not sure if you're going to hit the car or not. Same sort of scenario, but a bit different. You're driving down the road and a pedestrian tries to cross the street in front of you. They didn't do the normal look both ways before crossing, and even while being fully alert and seeing this person walking into the street, you have to make the split-second decision to either try and stop or swerve around them, all while keeping in mind that if you stop, you still may hit them, and if you swerve, you may hit something else. These are examples of a different nature, but still in the same regard to quick decisions that people in a lot of industries may be faced with. That includes emergency services, especially emergency services. High-pressure situations that demand swift and decisive action can have life-altering consequences. The rapid pace of the events give little time for deliberation. Actions sometimes have to be taken that can prove to either save or take a life. And that decision could prove harmful to the responder as well, directly when the scene is playing out, or after being scrutinized weeks or months after it happened. In this episode, I'll be talking about a situation that played out just like this, one where a split-second decision was made. Welcome back to Music City 911. I have a total of 3 calls for this incident. The first one coming in November 11th of this year. This is only a couple clips of the call that I mashed together, but you should be able to understand the situation. Small details will follow, with further coming later in the episode.
I need this person. I got a trespasser. Me and my kid are here, man. This person won't leave. This kind of big old black guy, kind of crazy, so.
Okay, where is he at?
In my garage. I turned into a man cave.
I got a house guest. Some guy kind of just won't leave, and so I don't want to get into issues. I'm like, I'm going to ask him to leave, but I'd rather just use the authorities to make sure.
Okay, so you want to, trespass?
Yeah.
This is a call that's pretty common. Someone refusing to leave a house. A friend or more than a friend comes over and overstays their welcome. An argument breaks out, and the resident says it's time to go. But the other person doesn't want to. Maybe they want to smooth things over. Or maybe they want to get the last word in. This sounded like it could have simply been a house guest. It wasn't exactly clear. All we know is there's someone there that wouldn't leave. Without getting too deep into the details, police responded, and after talking with both, the friend agreed to leave and said they were getting an Uber to the airport. The next day, at the exact same location, a neighbor of the first caller hears a commotion outside at 12:43 in the morning. She also calls 911.
911 emergency, Munson 17893. Do you need police, fire, or medical?
Police, please.
What address or location?
My neighbor, I don't know his house number.
Okay.
Someone's attacking his home with bricks.
Okay. And so you're seeing this?
Yes.
Okay. And how long ago did this happen, or is this happening right now while we're on the phone?
It is happening right now.
Okay. What? And
they're
like throwing bricks at the residence, or?
Yes, they're breaking the windows and attacking the cars on the street, and he's completely broken a bunch of the windows. Do you know what his address is? What his number is?
I don't need it if you don't know it. Okay. And is it one person or how many people?
One. It looks like one person.
All right. And are they white, black, Hispanic, or Asian?
Can't tell. He's wearing a dark sweatshirt with a...
Hold on. Okay. All right. So, and it's a male?
Yes, we believe it's a male.
And about how old is he?
I don't know. We can't tell from here.
Okay. 20s, teens, 30s, 50s? Anything will help.
Back to us. He just, I don't know, maybe 20s or 30s.
Okay. And about how tall?
Probably 5'10".
Thin, medium, or heavy?
Oh my gosh, he just got in the house.
Okay. Hold on. Okay. All right. Is he thin, medium, or heavy?
Medium to heavy.
What color shirt do you have on?
He has a black sweatshirt and red beanie.
Black sweatshirt, red beanie?
Yes.
And what color pants?
I couldn't tell. Dark. Maybe denim, maybe black. I couldn't tell.
Okay.
But he just broke through the window and he's in their home.
Okay, you said that already, okay? And we're updating our officers. They're already on the way. All right?
Okay.
And he got in the residence through where? Which side of the house?
Through front window, right by the front door. He, literally destroyed the top of their car. His windshield is all a mess.
Okay.
Oh, my gosh.
And he's alone, or did he arrive in the vehicle?
Alone. I don't know if he arrived in a vehicle. We just heard the noise. We were laying in bed.
Okay.
They're right in front. Right in front.
Did he still have a brick on him when he entered the residence?
I couldn't tell. I believe so.
Okay.
Okay, the police are here.
Okay. They're at the right house?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know if that house has any surveillance?
I do not know. They just busted through the door.
Okay. Do you know if they have any pets?
Yes, they have a dog.
Okay. And do you know if that's friendly or large or small?
Friendly that I'm aware of. Medium-sized, friendly.
Okay.
Oh, my God. I think they...
And do you know if they have any medium-sized friendly dog known to be at the residence? Do you know if they have a pool? Do you know if they have a pool at the backyard?
I do not think they have a pool. Yes, they have a backyard, no pool.
Do you have any sheds in the backyard, do you know?
I'm not aware. I've never seen their backyard.
Okay, that's okay.
I know that it's a husband and wife and...
Okay. Husband and wife live at the residence?
That I'm aware of, yeah.
All right. And and a daughter, so 3 people known to live at the residence?
Yes. Oh, my goodness.
Okay. Is it okay for officers to speak with you?
Yes.
Okay. Stay inside your home for now, though, okay? What's your first name? Okay. All right, officers will surely come and speak with you as soon as they are available to. If anything changes before we get an officer to your door, give us a call back and let us know.
Will do.
All right, thank you. Goodbye.
The neighbor, this caller, can hear a lot of stuff going on. When they get up and take a peek out the window and see what's going on, they see someone throwing bricks at a house. They also notice that the person who was doing this has messed up the vehicles pretty badly too. A description was given, but this was in the middle of the night and was being seen from another house. Not exactly an up-close visual of the suspect. Midway through the call, the suspect enters the home through one of the broken windows. What starts as a vandalism jumps to a burglary. If there's anyone inside the house, it's escalated to a home invasion. You can hear the sirens in the background, then you hear the caller say that the police are there. The dispatcher was pretty adamant about getting their questions answered, but at times it seems like he only wanted the answers directly to his questions. Sometimes it's good to just let the caller talk some, unless they're not giving good info, especially after you've got the main information. They might volunteer a useful piece of info. This one did. Towards the end of the call, she said something about the police going in and hearing shots. But the dispatcher, I don't think he heard that bit. He was asking about a dog there and who else could possibly be inside. He also asked about a pool in the backyard. That is useful in trying to identify the right house, but it's not a super high priority, especially since the caller had already said they're at the right place. The busted up vehicles and broken house windows would have been obvious giveaways in that regard anyway. 5 minutes before that call came in, dispatchers had another call, this one from inside the house. The caller on this one was the same one as the night before. The call is around 10 minutes long, but escalates throughout it. You'll hear from start to finish the entire situation.
911 emergency, Gonzales 20208. Do you need police, fire? Hello, do you need police, fire, or medical?
Yeah, medical.
Do you need police as well?
Yes.
Okay, to what address?
If someone tries to kill me, 69951 Wine River Drive.
Okay, is this a house, apartment?
House.
Okay, what's going on?
I think he was throwing rocks. With guns. I don't know. He was shooting up the house.
All right, you said it was 6995, right?
Yeah, I got my daughter here.
Okay. And sorry, it's a little hard to hear. You said they were doing what?
He's trying to kill people.
Who's trying to kill people?
These two people out here shooting guns at my house.
Did they shoot it at your house?
Yes.
How long ago? How many minutes?
Right now, right this second.
You said 2 seconds ago?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know these people?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you inside your house?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you injured?
Yeah.
Did you get... So were you shot or how are you injured?
I've heard. I don't know. I got my hands cut and everything is happening right now. And someone he's happening.
Okay. And you said you didn't know them, right?
No.
Okay. Did you see them at all?
They did a shot. I saw one poke their head out there. I'm going to kill everybody here.
Okay. Are they still there right now?
Yes.
Okay. Are they in front of your house or where are they?
Yes, they're out. They're all around side of my house.
Okay. So is like one in the front yard, one in the backyard, or do you know exactly where they are? Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, you just know they're outside. Great.
They're going to kill everybody.
You said what kind?
They're going to kill everybody. Hurry the fuck up.
I already have a call set up. Just keep answering my questions, okay?
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Is it males or females?
Both. I don't know.
Okay. Are they still shooting?
Yes.
Okay.
I shot too much already. There's too much.
Okay. Did you hear that anybody else was shot or no?
Yes.
Okay. Was it somebody? Are you inside alone or is there somebody inside with you?
My friend of mine and my daughter.
Okay, and the person who was shot, were they outside or inside that you believe?
Inside.
Okay, so you think it was one of your family members?
Yeah.
Okay, are you near anybody, or can you confirm who it was or no?
We're in the bedroom.
Okay. And you said your daughter and your parents, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And so I asked you earlier, is it males or females? Do you know?
I don't know.
Okay. Do you have a clothing description?
Hoodie. I got no gun. Got in the shoot. You guys won't let me buy one.
Okay. You said hoodies. Do you know what color?
Red.
Both of them are in red hoodies?
I think so.
You said you think so? Okay. Do you have like an age range on them?
No. I'm trying to get in the house.
Okay. Right now they're trying to get in?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, just keep me on the phone, okay? If there's any point that you can't talk, just don't disconnect, okay? Are they trying to get in the front door or where? Okay. Back door? Okay. Do you know what kind of guns it was?
No. They're inside. They're coming.
They're inside your house?
I'm in the back room. They have my guns.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll be over there in 5 minutes.
We have officers on the way. Just keep me on the line, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think we'll be alive by then.
Okay. So, you said you don't know what kind of gun they have, correct?
No.
Okay. Do you have any further description, like a height or weight or anything for them?
Tall, big.
How tall do you think they are?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
I don't know that.
Are they like heavy build? Is that what you mean by big?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here they are. They're in.
Did they make entry?
Yep.
Okay. Just keep me on the line, okay?
Yeah. And now, my daughter.
Is she in her room?
Yeah. I hope so.
Where are your parents? Are they inside their room?
Yeah. I'm the parent.
Are your parents, you said your parents are there as well, right?
Oh, shit.
What's going on?
I don't know if you some people. Hurry.
Okay. Just keep updating me what you're hearing, okay?
Broke the glass everywhere.
That's glass that I'm hearing in the background? Okay. What color is your house?
Pink.
Is it 2 stories or 1 story?
1 story.
Is there a pool in your backyard?
No.
Okay. Okay, can you tell if you were shot or not yet?
No.
Do you see anything? Okay. Can you tell what they're doing right now?
No.
Okay. Okay. Do you know if they arrived on foot or in a vehicle?
No.
Okay. What's going on?
No.
Okay.
Just gonna blow up the house with the gas. Yeah.
What do they have? You said with the gas?
To my gas stove, yeah.
Like they turned the gas on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey!
What's going on? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Come on, get up! Get away from the door! Get away from the door! Are you hit? Get up! Stand up! Get off the door! Stand up! Hey, get to the suspect! Left booty! Get to the right booty! Hey, good! You're good! Hey! Get down!
Can you hear me?
Hey, we need to clear the rest of the residence. Jackson House. Jackson, hey, get them outside. We gotta clear the rest. There's another suspect.
Hello, can anyone hear me?
Hey, don't touch me. Okay. Hey, is anyone in there?
Hello, can anyone hear me?
We have to check. Hey, you gotta render aid to this person. Hey, do you have gloves? I know. Hey, do you have gloves? I'm do you have gloves? All right, render aid. Render aid. Hey, Bob, did you get clear? Bob, did you shoot? No. No? Did you shoot? Yeah. Hey, get out of here. Get out. Hey, give me a trauma kick. I got it. Where's the gun?
Can anyone hear me?
Their gun in it? Hey, let's get you an answer. Yeah, bud? Yeah. Where's he shot?
Can anybody hear me?
You're North PD? Yeah, I'm North PD. You're what? North 4. Hey, we need comic kits. You have one on your back? No. Not anymore. Still trying to figure it out right now. One North 4.
Hello, can anyone hear me?
Yeah, I need test still. Hey, test still. You check. Alright. I'm gonna go. Alright, we got test still. We got bullet hole here. We got bullet hole there. That's gonna be patch. Shot in this room. Okay, that's
Meta's open source AI models are available to all, not just the few. Because they're open source, small businesses, students, and more can download and build with them at no cost. Learn more about the benefits at ai.meta.com/open.
Did you know when you shave, 1/3 of what you remove is skin? So if you shave it, dove it. With new Dove Advanced Care Antiperspirant Dry Spray, new Pro-Ceramide technology helps repair skin's natural barrier after shaving for soft, smooth underarms. The ultimate post-shave care with 72-hour sweat and odor protection. Try new Dove Advanced Care Antiperspirant Dry Spray from the #1 dermatologist recommended brand for everyday underarm care. Learn more and find where to shop at Dove.com.
Parents, when you visit California, childhood rules. If you don't remember how awesome childhood is, just ask yourself, what would kids do? Let childhood rule your family vacation. Start planning your trip to the ultimate playground at visitcalifornia.com.
At Mayo Clinic in Florida, we're detecting the undetectable. Using advanced AI technology, our experts can accurately detect signals in the human voice that are indicators of coronary artery disease. We're making more possible at Mayo Clinic because every day we're doing what's never been done. Learn more at mayoclinic.org/possible. Mayo Clinic. You know where to go.
No matter what happens to your phone this holiday, whether it crashes down the chimney or gets broken like a New Year's resolution, Verizon's got you. This Black Friday, trade in any phone, any condition from one of our top brands and get a wonderful new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on Unlimited Ultimate and iPad and Apple Watch Series 10. That's up to $2,000 in value. So you'll save big on 3 amazing Apple gifts. Hurry into Verizon this Black Friday. Service plan required for iPad and Apple Watch. Up to $2,000 value based on iPhone, iPad, and Apple Watch. Trade in and additional terms apply. See Verizon.com for details. Apple Intelligence available now.
The dispatcher was trying her best to get any info that she could. Anything that would update responding officers as to what the suspect or suspects were wearing, what they looked like, anything at all that would help. Early in the call, the caller says he believes the people were throwing rocks, but then he says he thinks they're shooting. When asked if he was injured, he said his hands were cut up. He wasn't sure if he'd been shot or not. He was at that point hiding in the bathroom. He said his 15-year-old daughter was also in the house. He had told her to lock herself in the bedroom. The call jumps up a good bit when he says the suspect or suspects made entry into the house. Then a few minutes later, a lot of screaming started. At the very end of the call, we hear when police get there. It sounds like the dispatcher wasn't aware of police being there on the scene, though. She stays on the phone well after that happened. You could also hear something in the background less than a minute after police arrive. Shots being fired. Getting to the details of this, the caller of the first call we heard and this last one were the same. 43-year-old Brandon Durham. His house was on Wine River Drive in the community of Paradise, Nevada, just south of Las Vegas, and a few blocks over from the Harry Reid International Airport, Las Vegas's main airport. Brandon had been in the area for around 15 years. From my research, it seems Brandon had multiple jobs. One as a real estate agent for Signature Real Estate Group, a home warranty salesman, and another as an agent for an equipment rental business. Backing up to the first call, the person that was in the house with Brandon and was refusing to leave was 31-year-old Alejandra Boudreaux. Brandon had met Alejandra just a few weeks before on a dating site. Their relationship was more of a casual sexual variety. It's believed that Brandon had possibly multiple of these types of acquaintances. His daughter reported that he would have nightly parties in his man cave, which was that converted garage, as he described in the first call. The night of the 11th, from that first call, Alejandra was talked to by police, and if you recall, she was said to have requested an Uber to the airport. Once Alejandra got there, the ticket that was purchased had been voided. It was bought with a stolen credit card. I'm not exactly sure what took place after that, but roughly 24 hours later, Alejandra was back at the house. This time, not just being a person refusing to leave the property. She was smashing windows left and right. Totally destroyed the front windshield of a SUV in the driveway. Multiple windows in the house were broken. She entered the house with the thought that she would die from suicide by cop. Once Alejandra made it inside, she headed to the kitchen where she grabbed 2 knives. At some point, Brandon went out of the bathroom and was confronted by Alejandra. That's when all the screaming and yelling took place in the second call from Brandon. They started fighting over the knives. When police got to the scene, they knew they had to quickly jump into action. The next audio is a short clip from the officer's body-worn camera. It hits very quickly, and I need you to pay attention to details, start to finish. What is said, what's said in the background, and what noises you hear.
Just giving the description of an unknown male, 20 to 35, 10 medium build, red beanie, wearing a black sweatshirt and dark black pants.
Hey, they said they made entry. We had to go in there.
Yeah, we had to go in. Hey, one minute, we have a broken window and we're going to make entry.
Kick it!
Metro Police! Hey, drop the knife! Drop the knife! Put your hands up!
To start that off, the first thing we hear is the dispatcher in the background that could be heard giving the description of the suspect that the neighbor gave, or at least as close as the neighbor could see. This is when the first officer is arriving on the scene with his siren still going on in the background. The suspect's description was given as an unknown race male, approximately 5'10", medium build, wearing a red beanie cap, black hoodie, and dark sweatpants. The next thing we hear is that officer talking with another officer. He says because the suspect made entry into the house, they were going to have to do the same. Walking up to the front door, the lead officer kicks the door once, not having any effect. The second kick knocks the door open. With guns drawn, they start making their way into the house. It's the middle of the night, and no lights are on inside the home. Using the flashlights mounted on their guns to see, they start making their way through the entryway, which is a small hallway. There are a couple doors they quickly look into, but hear the screaming further into the house. The entryway opens to the kitchen and living room area, and then to the right is an L-shaped hallway. Once they round the corner, they see two subjects standing in the doorway of a bedroom. One, a shorter man, wearing only underwear and no shirt. The other appears to be a male with a black jacket that's being worn over a red hoodie, of which the hood was up over their head, and dark-colored pants. It may be hard to describe accurately what was taking place and give you a good picture in your head, but I'm going to try to. The man wearing only his underwear has both his arms around the shoulders of the other person. The other person has one arm up and pushed against the door frame. The man in his underwear is holding the hand and arm of the other person. In the hand of the other person is a knife. So the nearly nude man, it looks like he's trying to hold the other person's hand, which is holding the knife, away from him. The man who was only wearing his underwear was the resident and caller on 911, Brandon Durham. The lead officer yells once to put the knife down. Less than 2 seconds later, he said it again, but at the very end of the verbal command, he fires his weapon, striking the target directly in the head. Both subjects fall backward to the floor inside of the bedroom. After falling to the ground, the officer shoots 5 more times, again hitting the target. Going back a little bit, the description the neighbor gave that was relayed via radio to the officers was an unknown race male, about 5'10", medium build, wearing a black jacket, a red beanie cap, which could be confused with the hood of a red hoodie, and dark pants. I've said over and over again on the show, and other times old trainees of mine at work, and just dispatchers in general, getting a good suspect description is imperative. One of the two people that were struggling over the knife, their description was nearly spot on to what was given over the radio. The lead officer didn't shoot the person whose description was given, though. He shot the other person. He shot Brandon, the 911 caller and resident, the one who was calling, requesting help. I can't speak as to why this went down the way it did. I'm not in the officer's head. I didn't see what he saw. I saw the angle on the body cam, what it saw. All I can do is try and speculate, and the very first thing I would go to in this, I believe the officer didn't hear or wasn't listening clearly to the dispatcher giving the suspect description. He didn't acknowledge it on the radio, and after it was read over the air, he almost immediately got out of his car. Quickly, he was saying that they have to make entry to the house, and when inside, clearing the house, they also did so pretty rapidly. When he rounded the corner and he could see the two battling over the knife, less than 3 seconds had passed before the first shot was fired. From the angle he could likely see, going off what I could see on the video, he may not have known who the aggressor was in the situation. But that's also a very key point to this. He didn't know who the aggressor was. In the 3 seconds watching in real time, you simply can't see who actually had the knife and who was trying to defend themselves. I don't know why he shot Brandon. It absolutely looked like there was a struggle But again, in the 3 seconds, I wouldn't have been able to tell who was trying to hurt who. Regardless of any amount of speculation as to why he shot and why he shot who he did shoot the wrong person. After falling to the ground, the knife leaves the hand of the actual suspect, and they move in to render aid to Brandon. He was declared deceased there on the scene. Shot in the head and torso multiple times at very close range. Brandon's 15-year-old daughter was in the house with him. Brandon had also mentioned on the 911 call that there was someone else in the house with him, but wasn't clear as to who that was. That person was a female who was found after all this took place. Well after. The shooting was done, Alejandra was in custody, and detectives and crime scene units were already on the scene as well. When searching and looking over the house, one of the crime scene units found the woman passed out behind a couch. She later stated that Brandon had given her a drink that tasted weird and then soon fell asleep after. The actual suspect, Alejandra, was taken into custody. If you recall in the first 911 call placed by Brandon, he mentioned more than once that the person that wouldn't leave was a man. When researching this incident and trying to figure out what sort of background Alejandra had, what sort of criminal history, if any, etc., I found that about 10 years ago, Alejandra Marie Boudreaux legally had her name changed from Robert Boudreaux Williams, and the criminal history sort of matches what has gone on there at Brandon's house. 2017 in Florida, there was an arrest for battery and trespassing. Probation was given. Arrested again in 2019 for violating that probation, and in August of 2019, there was another arrest, but this one in Seattle. In Seattle's airport, Alejandra was sleeping when an officer tried to wake her up, and she kicked him in the leg. This year, earlier on, a bartender at a bar asked for identification, and Alejandra tried to hit him and a customer with a liquor bottle. After being arrested, she was released with no bail, with the promise that an appearance later in court would be made, which didn't happen. A failure to appear warrant was sworn out. As said before, Alejandra's thoughts on going there was to die from suicide by cop. After Brandon was shot, Alejandra told officers they shot the wrong person. Alejandra Boudreaux has been charged with home invasion while in possession of a firearm or deadly weapon, assault constituting domestic violence with a deadly weapon, child abuse, and disregard for the safety of personal property. Bail has been set at $1 million. The officer who shot Brandon, 26-year-old Alexander Bookman, has been placed on paid administrative leave while the shooting is being investigated. The full investigation into this could take months. What could happen with the officer? It's hard to say. The possibilities are all open at this point. It could potentially be ruled what I and a few others like to call lawful but awful. Something where the shooting is considered justified, but the results of it are not. He could also face departmental sanctions up to and including being terminated. Past that, he could also face criminal prosecution for anything from manslaughter up to second-degree murder. What do I think about this? I think there should have been more time taken on this. I think more attention to details should have happened. The suspect description was very clear on the radio and almost exactly matched what Alejandra, the suspect, was wearing. I believe that the officer should have assessed the situation more before pulling the trigger. Both Brandon and Alejandra were in a fight over the knife, but at the point when the officer rounded the corner and could clearly see both of them, the knife was being held stationary against the wall. There wasn't some big struggle. The quickness for the first shot is also something to think about. The officer rounds the corner, and within about a second, the order was given to drop the knife. 2 seconds later, the first shot was fired. The order to drop the knife didn't give Brandon any option, really. Alejandra still had hold of the knife. Brandon had a gun pointed at his head. He could have let go of Alejandra's arm and the knife, and that would leave him open to being stabbed. Without doing so, he was shot. Additionally, past that, after the very first shot, which likely killed him immediately, The additional 5 shots while Brandon was on the ground, they were not really necessary. He was never a threat at all. He was defending himself. But even if he were the aggressor, after being shot in the head, he was no longer a threat to the officer or Alejandra, but that wasn't the case anyway. And lastly, some other aspects of this that will all sort of roll together. While it is entirely possible for a man in only his underwear to break car windows, break house windows, break and enter into a home, and then attack someone in the middle of the night, it's just simply not likely. In the middle of the night, people are more likely to be wearing less clothing while they're sleeping or doing whatever. Someone trying to break into a house and cause damage and or harm would more likely be fully dressed and possibly trying to conceal their identity, like wearing the hood of a hoodie on your head. And with all those things in mind, one of the biggest signs that the officer who did the shooting should have taken into account with who might likely be the aggressor, going on their appearance and who was possibly doing what, the very same officer responded to the call for service the previous night. He was there and likely saw and probably talked to both of them. He knew who Brandon was. He knew who Alejandra was. He knew that Alejandra was actually larger than Brandon, with Alejandra weighing 220 pounds compared to 185 for Brandon. The officer also knew the house and knew which of the two actually lived there. These are all huge things to consider when thinking if the shooting was or was not justified, and if further action past that will need to be taken. I think this was one of those split-second decisions that ended horribly for both Brandon and the officer that did the shooting. How it will end up, we'll just have to be paying attention to the news about this in the coming months. That's going to be it for this one. I'll be posting the video of the body cam on the Music City 911 podcast discussion group there on Facebook. If you're not joined up over there, now would be a good time to do it. I should have it posted by the time you give this a listen. I'd like to know all of your opinions about this, whether or not you think it was justified, if he may have violated some sort of departmental policy, or if he's guilty of one or more crimes. Follow the show on the rest of all the social media, all of which are linked in the show notes. Share the show with anyone you think you might like it. Post about it on some sort of the social media sites. And if you'd like to help the show, or more to the point, the host, you can go to musiccity911.com and buy me a beer. Towards the bottom of the page, you'll see the Buy Me a Beer button. That's simply a one-time donation you can make in any amount, of which that money will go straight to a nice cold beer or maybe a bourbon. And that will be used solely to keep my vocal cords nice and relaxed. Until next time, for Music City 911, I'm Brandon, and y'all have a good one.
For the next 20 seconds, picture yourself in a small town. Historic buildings, hip galleries, and a chairlift right on Main Street, smack in the middle of town. Now picture yourself on that chairlift, crisp snowflakes and tall pines gliding beneath your skis. And now you're looking at that small town from the top of the mountain. Hey, is that a moose down there? If you can't wait to find out, you're the mountain kind. And you need to visit Park City, Utah.
Did you know when you shave, 1/3 of what you remove is skin? So if you shave it, Dove it with new Dove Advanced Care Antiperspirant Dry Spray. New Pro-Ceramide technology helps repair skin's natural barrier after shaving for soft, smooth underarms. The ultimate post-shave care with 72-hour sweat and odor protection. Try new Dove Advanced Care Antiperspirant Dry Spray from the #1 dermatologist recommended brand for everyday underarm care. Learn more and find where to shop at Dove.com.
Your word is formaldehyde.
Can you use it in a sentence?
As you're sitting in your basement, you hit your vape, but then your mom walks in, freaks out, and starts listing the toxic chemicals you could be inhaling into your body, like formaldehyde. Which she singles out because it's the same chemical used to preserve your Uncle Rico's funky-smelling taxidermied fox. Formaldehyde. Vaping can expose you to toxic chemicals like formaldehyde. No need to spell it out any more than that. Brought to you by The Real Cost and FDA.
In the California Road Trip Republic, we believe you take adventure for a ride. Whether coastal cruising, mountain motoring, or redwood roaming, discover beauty around every turn. Your road trip can kick off from anywhere. Starting route. But it should always start at visitcalifornia.com. Then buckle up, crank those tunes, and discover why California is the ultimate playground.
Target Black Friday deals are here. And with up to 50% off gifts, you can make so many wishes come true. There's up to 50% off tech, video games, toys, and board games for gifts filled with wonder. Plus up to 50% off small appliances, floor care, holiday trees, and so much more. You'll even save on all the essentials to get your house ready for the magic of the season. And there's free shipping when you spend $35. Save more on gifts with Black Friday deals. Happier holidays from Target. Restrictions apply.